Welcome back. We're at a frigid Memorial Stadium on this Monday afternoon. Joining me now is Sports Director Adam Kruger to talk all things Huskers ahead of this big matchup against the Badgers at Memorial Stadium this weekend. Scott Frost spoke at the podium this afternoon. What did the head ball coach have to say?
Very complimentary of the Badgers, saying they've been one of the best teams, not only in the Big Ten West, but in the league as a whole. And he'd like the Huskers to maybe emulate some of the Badgers' physical style on both lines. And the Huskers will have to be physical against a Badger team that features one of the best players in the country, Jonathan Taylor, 1,259 yards this year. That's third best in the country. Also leads the country in scoring, averaging almost 13 points per game. So Jonathan Taylor, he's been a load to bring down the last few years for the Huskers. We'll see if the third time's the charm when they take him on Saturday.
I think he also has about almost 500 yards of total rushing in 2 seasons just against Nebraska in particular. This is the second bye the Huskers have had this year. It's very rare that Nebraska has 2 byes in a season. The team seems to say that they enjoyed the bye and that they're improving, but we heard the same thing at the last bye, and I think they lost every single game after that bye. So what are the teams saying now, you think?
Just a lot more getting healthy, getting fresh for the stretch run. They need to win 2 out of 3 to go to a bowl game. So one of those 2 is going to have to be against either Wisconsin this week or Iowa at the end of the year. So the Huskers will have to bring their physicality towards the end of this season. And also, the Huskers are just very tired of repeating the same mistakes. Matt Farniok was out in the hallway saying, this is not on the coaches, this is on the players. And they can prove how much they've improved by getting it done Saturday against a very tough Wisconsin team.
I think some of the fans are also getting a little bit fed up with this team this year. They're getting annoyed that they hear these great inspirational messages every week, but then when it comes time to play, it's the same results. Do you think the team is showing progress or showing change on the field?
Yeah, Scott Frost was asked, particularly on offense, if he's noticing improvement out of this team. Frost said, yeah, a little bit along the offensive line. Something maybe we don't get to see all the time is how those younger guys have really developed. To talk about Cam Jurgens and how his snapping has improved quite a bit this year and how Cam Jurgens will be a household name for years to come. But also mention guys like Chris Hickman, the freshman from Omaha Burke, how he's gotten some playing time and how Hickman has really done an excellent job so far blocking. Scott Frost's offense is all about perimeter blocking, and Chris Hickman is just a true freshman, is really bringing that so far. Maybe some other wide receivers can take note of what the true freshman is actually doing.
When Nebraska joined the Big Ten, a lot of fans expected the Huskers to be at the top of the Big Ten every year, be along the likes of Wisconsin. In fact, a lot of Huskers fans originally thought that Nebraska would be a level above Wisconsin. That hasn't been the case recently. Wisconsin's won the last 6 in a row against the Huskers. What should fans look forward to or look at ahead of this weekend's game?
Just can they control the line of scrimmage against a very stout Wisconsin offensive line? It feels like Wisconsin's sending multiple guys to the NFL along the lines each year. And a lot of the defensive backs today just talked about getting to the correct run gaps, filling the run, stopping the run, and making Wisconsin throw. Wisconsin's 10th in the Big Ten in throwing. So if you can get Jack Cohn to a throwing situation, take your chances. Don't let Jonathan Taylor beat you as he has year after year.
And they got to stay warm on this field.
I think it's going to be a little warmer on Saturday. I sure hope so, because today is definitely not pretty. It reminds me a lot of maybe the Michigan State or the Illinois game last year.
And the Huskers and the Badgers will square off here at Memorial Stadium at 11 a.m. Central Time this Saturday. For Adam Kruger, I'm Phil Bergman, and we'll have more news after this break.